before. I have no problem doing it again.
You haven't seen it, honey. I was... Oh, bitch! No, the fuck y'all did not! So much balls. What happened? There's too much balls on that rash. Too many red balls. Look at all these balls. Look at this. Damn! Oh, Jesus! We are witnessing child abuse on TV, Lord. Oh, have mercy. Now, watch your mouth when you talking to me, ho. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. You ain't getting nothing. You don't get nothing. You either earn it or you don't. You pasty bitch. That ain't how this works. Uh-oh. Hit it with your zigzag. Let's go, baby. Let's go, dog. Let's go. I'm fucks with it. We sick of your shit. Hey, girl, hey. Life, relationships, pop culture.
Well, go ahead. I'm listening. And he'll be looking at me. He will be looking at me and he will go to sleep. He will go to sleep. Look at me in my face. I'm talking to you.
We talk about it all, baby. So, y'all ready? I know y'all ready. Because it's showtime. And that's on the ancestors, baby. Okay. I have a new computer, so bear with me. It's acting a little wonky today. So, welcome back to the show. Okay. Today, Kenny was the first one to comment. Y'all see the comment. Y'all know the vibes. Make sure you subscribe. All right. You got to subscribe. You got to share. You got to like. It's the only way that your girl can start getting paid, man. Kitty was number one comment. She's the top commenter for the day. So congratulations to Kitty. Thank you so much, Kenny, for being numero uno. And to everybody else who came in, which is Kayla. We appreciate you, Kayla, of course. All right, we got Zay. Zay's here. Brandy's here. Young boy Jay, the usual suspects. And of course, Donnie is here. And we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. Going to be honest, Raw wasn't as... Oh, Aaliyah's here. So hi, Aaliyah. How are you? So Raw wasn't as hyphy as it could have been. It was a bit mundane, but we're going to take it step by step and just tell you what happened. And then we're going to go over some things right quick and some ideas. And I'm going to tell you what's going on with the podcast. And of course, we're just going to make sure we get all this stuff out. Okay, we're gonna chit chatties. All right. So let's start with the least about the things that I liked about Monday Night Raw. Let's start off with Elias and Tittles. Okay. Didn't care. Tittles won. Okay. The show kicked off, however, with these two, which basically Edge gave a decent promo, and he pretty much got Finn's ass all the way together because Finn was trying to draw all this shit out, make it into a big joke. Hardy, I made you tap. Yeah, okay, great. Edge is like, fuck all that. I don't have enough time. Okay, it's been a whole year. I have wasted my time with you. And the entire aspect of Judgment Day, I have wasted time. I don't have a lot of time left. And I deviated from the plan that I had set for myself. And that is on me. But you know what? This is going to end. We are done. We're through. You want a match at WrestleMania? Fine, you got one. But it ain't going to just be a regular match. It's going to be me and you inside Hell in a Cell. That's where they left it. And of course, Finn hinted at being, thrusted from hell because he was too much of a hellion to be in hell. So maybe we'll get Demon Balor on top of it, yeah? We also saw Dominic's bitch ass challenge his father, and his father declined said match, okay?
Again.
Declined that match. So we're going to have to wait another week before Rey Mysterio accepts, okay? And it is what it is. So like I said, the boys are going to be inside Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. I always love a good Hell in a Cell match. And the way I see it, Edge always shines in this type of match. So I'm 100% okay with this. I just wish they would have did this earlier and ended it. Like, I would have been fine with having Hell in a Cell at Elimination Chamber. You feel me? Would have loved that. And then Edge could, just come out there and wreak havoc on Dominic's match with his father. That would have been a full circle moment, right? Edge still would have been at Mania. The boys still could have been there, out there with Judgment Day, causing issues, right? With Dominic. You still could have had that. Could have had that whole aspect. And then let Beth come out there like they do Rhea and have her be that ace in the hole that, everybody has, right? So leave it at that. Boom. Pow. Period. Game over. All right. Another thing I hated about Raw was this. I don't know exactly what Omos was supposed to do. I mean, I knew he was supposed to flip Brock Lesnar out of the ring, but that did not work out the way he wanted. He barely got that man out the ring. Brock had to do a lot of the work, which I know irritated Brock to no end. This match is going to suck, okay? It's going to be terrible. It's not going to be fun to watch, and I'm not here for it. I don't really care about it, and quite frankly, I know they need matches to fill the card. I'm aware of that. But this right here, ass. Ass. You hear me? Ass. It's ass. The first match that I saw was Cody Rhodes and LA Knight. Excellent match between these two. Beautiful match. I really liked it. I did think that it was odd that LA was chosen to be the one that Cody went up against. But I'm okay with it because he did exceptionally well in that match. And if I were them, I'd move LA Knight to Raw, and I would definitely have him be the US champion within the next couple of months. I would take that title off of Theory, put it on Montez Ford for a couple months, have Montez Ford feud with LA Knight, and then have LA Knight become the US champ. Montez can either stay in a singles competition or he can move back into tag team competition with Dawkins. It's totally up to them, but I would definitely use Montez as a transitional champ just to see how that would work out with him being champion. He'd be champion for about a month or two, maybe even 3. I would let him beat LA Knight the first time. He would then wrestle LA Knight again, and LA Knight would win. Third part of their feud, LA Knight would stay champion, and then Montez would move on as however he would see fit. But I would definitely go that route because I just feel like right now Theory with the championship doesn't logically make sense to me. I don't see what he's gaining from being champion, and the championship gains nothing from him. So it to me, it's not a good partnership with the two of them being champions. So I'd rather Theory drop it to somebody who definitely deserves it. And Montez Ford is one of those people. Sis a working gal. Yeah, she is. Yeah, that was a pointless segment. That could have been another women's match or something. I mean, it could have been, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We're 2 weeks, 3 weeks out from WrestleMania. Everything on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown needs to be building blocks towards Mania. You should be utilizing Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair for both shows. You should be utilizing Cody and them for both shows. Like where would that leave Dawkins then? I'd hate for him to get lost in the shuffle. I think people have a skewed view of how Montez can move as being a champion. People forget that there have been champions like the New Day who are a prime example of that, where they stayed a faction, they stayed together, they supported each other, and one of them happened to be the WWE champion. The same thing happened when Xavier became King of the Ring. He was able to maneuver and move himself as a singles competitor, but still maintain the group, the essence of the New Day, and that can very well happen with the Street Profits. However, if they decide to split them up at some point, Dawkins has to be able to fly on his own, and I think he will fare just fine. There's not a lot of people who are like not capable of doing that, and you can see easily that Montez is one of those type of guys who can be great on his own but also be great as a team and as a faction. I don't think that he would be lost in the shuffle at all. Actually, I think that that Dawkins can be a supportive figure to Montez, especially if they turn him heel. You can have them running together and still have Montez as a champion. It's all kinds of ways to make it work without leaving Dawkins in the back. You know what I'm saying? And he can still wrestle on his own. He can still have matches of his own, feuds of his own. Dawkins has proved many times that he can stand on his own as well as Montez has. So I don't think either one of them would get lost in the shuffle. It'd be difficult to see them as individuals, but at some point they would have to be able to survive that. Oh, 4 days until St. Teresa's Day. Yes, Teresa's birthday is coming. Happy birthday, her, or it's early birthday celebrations for Teresa. Her birthday is in 4 days. Kayla's birthday passed last week, I believe it was. Last weekend it was Kayla's birthday. We had a couple birthdays this month. So if you got a birthday and you want a birthday shout out, you just gotta let me know because I will forget. I tend to forget. I don't forget everybody's. Tears will never let you forget. But I don't forget everybody's, but people that I'm not talking to on a regular basis, I do have a tendency to forget, especially when I got a lot of people birthdays that I have to remember. And I do have a lot of friends here as well as in, in my city and just in general, birthdays that I have to remember. So I'm trying. Plus I owe Kayla some cookies and I got something that I have to send Tears for her birthday. So, but I got to make it first. So it's all in the works. Anyways, we're going to move on. But like I was saying earlier, Janelle, how are you? I'm glad you could make it. I'm not going to be on here long because at 12 o'clock, 2K21T3 is going to be available. It's available now for me to play. Matter of fact, can you check that? Make sure it's downloaded.
It downloads. It's just not able to play.
I didn't say it was able to play. I wanted you to make sure everything downloaded, babe. Because the system isn't on. Anyways, at 12 o'clock, I will go ahead and log on to my Twitch account and I will show you guys how 2K works. So you guys definitely would have to follow me on over on my Twitch. And you can see what I am doing, and I will put my headset on so you can hear it as well. But any whoosies, let's finish talking about Monday Night Raw. Miss Trish Stratus got attacked today by Damage Control while Chad Gable was looking all over for Otis. This motherfucker had flyers and everything.
Was Otis a puppy now?
Yeah, child, he had flyers that said missing. It was funny.
Lord.
And for whatever reason, Mansoor has gotten really, really big. He is extremely bulky and cut. Child, Marseille had a whole eyeshadow look on and got his eyebrows decked out with color. I said, go ahead, live your best life, honey. Anyways, they had a whole little stint with them two, with them three. And the thing with them was that they felt like Chad Gable was not pretty enough to be able to be on their squad, and Otis is. So, and every time she calls him, he just runs to her, beckoning calls. So we're going to see how this all plays out when it comes to Otis and the whole situation. So after all of that went down, they went and checked on Trish Stratus again. The tag team champions went in there to go check on her, and she seemed to be fine. She came out. She had a little bruisey on the forehead, but other than that, she seemed to be okay. She basically just made it very clear that while they thought they had took out Trish Stratus and was, pretty much getting a leg up on the team of, the legends, the Hall of Famers, and a future Hall of Famer in Becky Lynch. She said they didn't do nothing but piss her off. So now we got a whole situation where Miss Stratus is like, you bitches thought you had me. But I'm coming for that ass again. What did she say? All right. So we have today you had Seth Rollins going up against Baron Corbin. He's still trying to get out the blocks. And then you had the match with Bianca and Chelsea. Wasn't a bad match at all. Okay. Anyways, because you be acting real messy. Anyways, Bianca and Chelsea had a decent match today. This was the only women's match on the show. There wasn't much of a women's match after Edge and Finn had their little promo cut. He sent the Judgment Day to go down there and attack him. That's when like two well, 3/4 of the original The Way came down there to help out. They had a tag team match against Judgment Day, to which Judgment Day won again. Judgment Day hasn't lost a match in a very, very long time. The last time that they lost was at Elimination Chamber, and it was basically Rhea Ripley and Finn who lost that match. They haven't lost a match. Dominic hasn't lost a match, and that is what it is. But Chelsea lost this match to Bianca via the KOD. Now, this ended up being an attack with Chelsea and Carmella. Now next week is a tag team match. I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound wrong, but I don't like the way that they're building up Bianca and Asuka. I feel like there's a lot more that's being left to be desired. And I really think that this could be built up so much better than this. If you're going to have Asuka, a character like Asuka, truly tormenting Bianca, then she needs to go full on. If anything, today should have been the day that she should have missed her. Like, everything should be coming full circle. We're 19 days out from WrestleMania. It should be left with no doubt that Asuka is an enemy and somebody who has potential to take away Bianca's championship. It should be no more questions about that. It shouldn't be any more questions about their relationship. Yeah, we used to be cool, but when it comes to this title, I'm going to defend it. I'm going to keep it at all costs. There should be no questions about that. It should just be set in stone. Why can't you just do that? You have already done it with Austin Theory and with John Cena just by giving one promo about the man. You did it already when it came to Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Despite the fact that Cody was trying to keep it civil, it was Roman and Paul Heyman who amped it up with the antics that they was talking about. All right? Like, even the shit with, like, even if you're gonna go so far, like the shit with fucking Seth and Logan Paul was amped up before they even got to having a confrontation. You are being lazy when it comes to the women. I don't like it. And I'm starting to become very irritated by it, especially when your women are some of your biggest draws. They're the ones who are giving you the most smoke. The most work that you have done when it comes to these women are with Damage Control, Becky, Lita, and Trish Stratus. And that wrote itself. So you sitting here giving us these one-off matches, Asuka's coming out there and saving her for what? She needs to be worrying about taking something off of her, not coming out there to save her. Carmella is always the one who is coming out there, and it's usually with Bianca. And I don't right off understand it. I'm not clear as to why, but anytime Bianca is like, it seemed like Bianca is not being booked right. Bianca has an issue with one of her opponents in terms of them not being able to make it. Something goes down. Carmella is always the one that they throw in there to start some shit, and she does not have to be the one. She doesn't. You want to build up Chelsea and Carmella, have them go up against Candice LeRae and Mia Yim. Let them have their own feud outside of Bianca and Asuka. Let Asuka and Bianca do their own work because they definitely can. This is ridiculous. Now, shoot. Y'all got 19 days. There should be no question as to what's going on here with this feud. And Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair ain't too far behind. But the only reason why I'm not giving them too much smoke is because those two hoes have said what they need to say to each other. They have made it very clear that it ain't about us being friends, former foes. I'm proving that I'm better than you. Both of them have made that very clear. So they get a little bit of a free pass because their feud was already set in stone before before they even got to the dance. Before Rhea Ripley even won Royal Rumble, it was already set in stone that she was going to be the girl. But y'all knew y'all was going to give Asuka this opportunity. So why couldn't you have figured out a way to book her so that one, she didn't look like a pansy going up against going up against Bianca, and two, y'all had some type of story heading into WrestleMania. If you can do it with the men, you can do it with the girls. That's it. So I'm not like I understand, but I'm not quite sure I do. I can't with him. I'm just tired. I give you a free pass. I'll give you a little bit of leeway to fix some things, to change some things. But when you got nothing but time on your hands, no, like this is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. 3 hours and you had one women's match on there. Unacceptable. A whole roster full of women. You pulled LA Knight from SmackDown. You could have pulled Shotzi from SmackDown. Shayna. Hell, Ronda's over there. Grab her ass and put her over here. Let her have a match with somebody. You need to be doing something. I ain't saying that y'all have to start doing stuff outside of Mania because I understand you booking specifically towards WrestleMania. I get that 100%. But Chelsea's ass is not going to be at Mania, and neither is fucking Carmella. So if you're going to use them as the means of getting this storyline over, make it worthwhile for us to watch it. Because I can tell you right now, I don't give a damn about Carmella going in the ring and trying to beat down Bianca and then Asuka coming down and saving her. Don't care. I don't care about it. Yeah, because now he's giving them time, but it's not a proper build. No. It's not worth the bill. It's not worth the time. What are you telling me? Asuka's going to keep laughing in her face every time she come down there? So what? Now, if Bianca was real, she should have punched her in her face when she didn't give her that damn title back. She should have hit her in her shit right then. Because I'd have pushed her ass out of the ring. Now, laugh your clown ass at that. You should have punched her dead in her shit. She don't want to give you your title back? All right, bitch. Every time you start choking on blue shit, I'm going to punch you in your face. I'd have knocked her ass out the moment she went and picked up my damn title. Don't touch my damn title, ho. Yeah, we cool, but we ain't that cool. Yeah, gone somewhere. Now, Rey Mysterio came out there, obviously, to thank everybody for having, the opportunity to go into the Hall of Fame. He's very humbled and very proud of that. That is a career milestone to go into the Hall of Fame. You're being recognized for all your work and dedication to the E and to the fans themselves. And he said the work that went into him going into the Hall of Fame wasn't just about him. He said it was about everybody that helped him get to that point. So you got to pay respects to Rey Mysterio for that. Plus, Rey Mysterio is one of the greatest luchadors of all time. Everybody knows who Rey Mysterio is. Then his son came down there. His son came down there for whatever reason, crying about not getting a Mercedes when he was 16, crying about his 8th grade graduation and his daddy wasn't there. Listen, let's stay strictly kayfabe. I done said all I can say about Dominic and his daddy, but the reality is, if you are 25 years old, getting ready to be 26, you got your own life, you're getting ready to be married and have a family of your own, at some point, Them days of crying for what you don't have to go. Right? Like, if you're going to sit at home and worry about what your father didn't give you, then you'll never be able to appreciate what you gained without him. Now, I know I'm speaking to somebody. Sometimes these things happen for a reason. And these human beings that we have for parents that birthed us, they just are not capable of giving us what we needed at the time. But that doesn't mean that you can't get it. That doesn't mean that you can't be better for it. So instead of you running around blaming your father and being mad over a BMW or a Mercedes and crying about the fact that he wasn't there for this 8th grade graduation, I mean, be appreciative for what you did have and be different, do better than he did. If it was that much serious for you, then you wouldn't have came. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. We're going strictly kayfabe. So before y'all start going off in the comments and in the playback, listen to me. It's kayfabe, right? If it's serious, if it was that serious for you that he was a deadbeat, why did you come into the E and encourage your father to go up against Brock Lesnar? Why did you help him when he was wrestling Brock Lesnar? Why did you take all them licks from Seth Rollins during the pandemic era? Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy beat your ass. They beat your ass. And you let them for your father. You watch the father's eye get pulled out. Kayfabe. Before y'all start going off in the comments, this is kayfabe. If this is all about your daddy being a deadbeat, then why the fuck were you so hell-bent on being there, and then y'all even was a tag team together? So what's the true problem? You want to make it a problem so you can have a legitimate reason to keep doing what you're doing. But the reality of the situation is you have now gotten with Rhea Ripley. She's telling you that you got to be a man and you got to take your father out in order for you to be respected. And the reality is no matter what you do and how you move, you will still be one of the most hated superstars in the E because of how you're acting and how you're moving. Rhea Ripley's going to drop your ass like a bad habit once she gets the opportunity. And when she does, you're going to be on your own. And we shall see how well you move and shake when there's no more nepotism, when there's no more mommy, when there's no more Judgment Day. We'll see. Because you can have your mullet grown out. You can run around here calling people a vato and calling your daddy jefe all day. You can do that. You can do all of those things, but it still ain't going to make you Eddie good at them. It's still not going to make you Eddie good at them. You can sway your hips and do your suplexes. You can do your shakes. You can be all the fake Latino heat you want to, but you will still never be Eddie Guerrero's son, ever. You're always going to be Rey Mysterio's son. You're always going to be Dominic Mysterio. If it wasn't about your father and you didn't want to be like your father, you wouldn't have took his name. I'm just calling it like I see it. Standing in the ring, 20-something years old, crying about a goddamn BMW and Mercedes. Nigga, what? She was choking up blue shit. Rey Mysterio was challenged by his son today. His son said, since you so big and bad, why don't you wrestle me at WrestleMania? Rey Mysterio refused. He said, despite everything, I still love you. You're still my son. And I'm not going to fight my son. Couldn't have been me. I'd have beat his ass a long time ago. Because there ain't no way. First of all, I'm not finna be in the middle of a ring with no man and he calling me a pussy to my face. And I don't do nothing but just walk away. Nah, ain't gonna be none of them days. But I don't believe that that's it. Rey Mysterio will face Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania somehow, some way. I don't know how. They seem to like dragging things out. That seems to be a trademark of Triple H's. He loves that. He likes that long, dramatic pause in things. Mm-hmm. Child. I guess we just gonna have to wait and see to make it work. Anyways, there was an interview with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens told Kathy Kelly, he said, listen, Sami Zayn, I've been fighting Sami Zayn. I have been fighting the bloodline by myself for a long time. I'm going to continue to keep doing that. He said, I don't want Sami's help. I made that very clear. I wish him nothing but the best. But I'm going to continue to keep fighting the bloodline on my own like I always do. Then he made a statement to Cody. And he told Cody, he said, Cody, look, I respect you. I have no issues with you. But he said, you got a bigger fish to fry with Roman Reigns on your own. Don't concern yourself with matters of me. You deal with what you have to deal with. I will handle my business on my own. He said, I don't want you to come out there today. Let me handle this by myself. So, that's what he did. Sami wasn't there. Cody did not come out there. And it was a street fight between Solo and Kevin Owens. And for the most part, the street fight was very good. Kevin set up a spot to which he ended up going through these chairs on the on inside the ring. Kevin was able to bounce back off of that shit though and start messing Solo's ass up. But Solo led him into the trap of taking him into the back. And that's when Jey Uso and his brother Jimmy Uso struck. And they pretty much laid out Kevin Owens right there in the middle of the ring. Solo won the street fight. And Kevin Owens was beaten down by the bloodline. Now, prior to that, Paul Heyman made it very clear to Cody Rhodes that he's the one who made it personal, which is a bold-faced lie. Yo, cold cut eating ass was the reason why everything is the way that it is. You and Roman thought y'all could rattle his cage by bringing up his father every 2 seconds and involving his wife and his children. But all you did was fuel the fire. So now that the tables have turned and Cody has been on a roll and moving forward, he seems stronger than ever. You want to get upset because he gave the tribal chief a fake acknowledgement. You want to give the tribal chief your faux acknowledgement. No, I think he gave him an acknowledgement that was worth his time. What he said was fair. Cody made it very clear that he's going to become the first Rhodes to ever hold the WWE Championship. And, well, he's also going to become one of the first and only people to beat Roman Reigns in the last 3 years in singles competition. It ain't going to be an easy fight. But whoever said anything that was earned was going to be easy. Now, while Raw went off, Kevin Owens was laid out and throwing up in the middle of the ring. I hope Kevin Owens is all right. But that was that. Now, one thing we did learn today on Monday Night Raw was that the next Hall of Fame inductee was going to be announced this week on the bump by none other than your smooth-talking, limousine-riding, kiss-stealing Ric Flair. And I imagine that the reason why Ric Flair is the one who is going to announce the next inductee is because it is none other than Mr. Dave Bautista. And I, for one, am very happy about that. Because I love fucking Bautista. He was amazing in the ring. He was an awesome character. I loved him. Oh, wow. Those are strong words. Anyways, it was an okay show. It wasn't great or amazing. It was okay. Next week, Logan Paul is supposed to have his impulsive talk show on he's gonna have his impulsive talk show on oh god, I'm drawing a blank, on Monday Night Raw. Also, Roman Reigns is supposed to show up on Monday Night Raw because he's coming to get the real acknowledgement from Cody Rhodes. He's coming to get the real one because the first one, it wasn't real. It was fake. And of course, obviously, he's going to have his foot soldiers in tow. But we'll have to wait and see because I'm not sure how this is all going to play out. But I am pretty curious about it. I will say that. I'm very curious. So how did everybody feel about Monday Night Raw? Did you guys like it? Did you hate it? A couple more minutes before it's ready, available on Xbox and PlayStation, I would assume. Anyways, tomorrow is Tuesday and it is NXT Day. And of course, Johnny Gargano is going to show up live on NXT, of course, to address Grayson Waller and get all up in the feels. And of course, to ensure that their match at Stand and Deliver is solidified and ready to roll. And I'm sure Grayson Waller is going to have a lot to say, as he always does. Randy said it was all right. It was all right. It wasn't great. It was okay. But nah, don't you worry, ladies and gents. I know I was sitting watching Raw like this, like Jesus Christ. It's so mundane. It's so not giving what I want it to give, honey. But it is okay because we got a couple things that's going to happen. So WrestleMania is going to be in 19 days. WrestleMania is in 19 days. Now, if WrestleMania is not hyping you up enough, then hype up yourself, bitch. Because at this point, WWE is going to do all that they can do, not what they want you to do. You're going to have to hype yourself up. Some of y'all are real, picky and peculiar about it. But guess what? You are not obligated to watch everything that is set for WrestleMania for those 2 nights. You can watch one night and not watch the other. You can watch both. Skip some matches. Take you a couple breathers. Mute the TV. Or if you're having people over, talk to the people that you're kicking it with and chill out for a little bit. You could do so many other things when WrestleMania comes on. You do not have to be focused on every single match that's on the card. Logic will tell you that you're not going to be able to do that. So with that being said, Miz is the host, and it looks like he's looking for a co-host. He may get one. I say let his wife co-host it with him. She's always funny, and she plays well off of him. If you're going to get somebody who antagonizes him, I don't know, let it be Marseille and Maxine and them. They're hella funny. And I would be cracking up if they was a part of WrestleMania. That shit would kill me. I would be rolling, okay? But I'm excited but nervous because I got to ride an airplane to LA. I've never been on a plane either, so I would be nervous. But, Brandy, you know what? Every time you do something that you've never done, you feel better having done it.
Bring gum.
Oh, yeah. Jared said bring gum so you could pop your ears. Does your ears get stopped up?
Mm-hmm.
It's the pressure,
The
the
pressure.
cabin pressure.
Mm-hmm.
It stop your ears up. The chewing of the gum will help pop your ears a little bit.
God.
It'll be fun. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think you'll have a good time. Billy could be a good one, but I don't think they're gonna bring back Billy. You know, Billy is loyal to Peyton. She ain't gonna do nothing without Peyton. For real, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm serious.
Fuck that. I'm gonna get this back.
I would,
You
but
the reason why we ain't there right now.
hey, she don't feel like that. That's her friend. She protecting her friend. Cassie living her best life, being a mommy. She don't care about none of that shit. And quite frankly, I don't blame Cassie. I'm glad she happy with her baby and her husband. They've been trying to have a baby for a while. They finally got to have a child. And a lot of people, when they get married and they have a kid, their priorities shift, you know? But if I was Billy's already married and she doesn't have any children as far as I know, I would definitely re-sign with WWE and I'd be all up in Miz's business.
Hello, here's my headshot.
Here's my headshot and my resume. I'll be all up in his business, okay? Oh, Reginald said, don't forget a barf bag. Not a barf bag. Jesus.
They give you one of them on the plane.
Oh, well, you get one on the plane, but I don't think you're going to need one. I don't think it's going to be that bad, Brandy. If you don't have a fear of heights, I don't think it'll be that bad. But even then, as long as the blinds are closed and you're not in a window seat, you should be fine, you know? Really?
Oh, my bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, SW1. Stupid. They give you those. You don't have to bring them. That's what Jerry said. Okay. So Miz is going to be your host for WrestleMania. I know I keep telling y'all, but we have to go over it, okay? It's only fair. All right? You're going to have a Hell in a Cell match between Edge and Finn Balor. Hopefully Finn Balor will be the Demon King and we get to see Demon Balor versus Edge. I'd prefer that because that would be much, much more interesting than watching Edge and Finn Balor go at it again for the 30,000th time. Now for the big kahuna, the numero uno, Cody Rhodes, and is going up against Roman Reigns, a.k.a. Nino Brown, a.k.a. Victor Sweet, for the WWE Universal Championship. And Cody Rhodes is going to win. Asuka is challenging Bianca for her Raw Women's Championship, and Rhea Ripley demands a challenge from Charlotte Flair for her SmackDown Women's Championship. The tag team champions and Trish Stratus are going up against Damage Control, and Seth Rollins aims to prove that Logan Paul does not belong in his ring or in his world. So it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. And of course, Johnny Boy has returned to demand the hustle, loyalty, and respect, and to pull something out of Austin Theory's no character having ass. All right. So Austin Theory is goaded, as he puts it, John Cena into a match at WrestleMania. But John Cena made it very clear the last time they crossed paths, no matter what Austin Theory does, he has to rise to the occasion, or he's just going to be another ruthless aggression kid with really great talent washed out of the WWE. That's very possible. Austin Theory has everything theoretically to be a top billing star. But the one thing that he lacks is people. It's just skills in general in terms of him building his character, and more specifically, cutting promos that actually hit. His promos never hit. Ever. Just because you're good doesn't mean your character can be cocky. You can't be lazy. Randy Orton's a very good example of that. Batista's a very good example of that. They all found ways to make themselves better. Minor improvements or massive improvements. Even good old Seth Rollins is a good example of that. Now, the only person who stayed stagnant and was able to still remain at the top was John Cena. But he was a polarizing figure that people either hated or loved. And towards the end of his career, they more hated him than loved him. But he stayed true to who he was. But what he said and the things he said, they resonated with you. They stayed with you. You remember John Cena. Whether he was somebody you hated or somebody you loved, you remember them. Austin Theory is somebody that you could forget very easily. He's a generic call that you created in 2K, and you'll forget about him in T-minus 1 minute. If he don't get his act together. I bring extra just in case. Kayla says hi.
Hello.
No, I'm not afraid of heights. I told my mom that I'll just listen to music since music always keeps me calm. Very smart. Doctor of Thugonomics, John Cena should return at Mania. John Cena ate Austin Theory ass up on that mic. He definitely did. The last match that nobody really cares about is Omos versus Brock Lesnar. And from what I saw today on Monday Night Raw, this is not worth the time nor the effort. And it looked like Brock Lesnar was more pissed that he couldn't get this segment off. I'd call this match off in a minute. Hell no, fuck him. I'm not doing this. I'm not putting my damn career on the line for this motherfucker. Absolutely the fuck not. Anyways, so there are a couple things that have been announced, of course. SummerSlam is set for Detroit on August 5th. And King of the Ring, well, Backlash is going to Puerto Rico. And of course, Bad Bunny is hosting. And King of the Ring is later in that month on the 27th. And it is going to be in Jeddah over in Saudi Arabia. Every year, the WWE has to give Saudi 2 premium live events. One of them is King of the Ring this year. And as always, in November, you will more than likely get Crown Jewel. Okay? So, as I said earlier, on Wednesday, you will get the announcement of the next inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame. And that is going to be done on the bump. And of course, in June, the last pay-per-view that has been announced, which I don't have an infographic for. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. I might have it. The calibration for this thing is a little off. Hold tight, y'all. Hold on to your socks. Hold on. Eyes are coming. All right, I finally found it. Yay. Lol. All right, so the last pay-per-view that was announced for this year, for now, is going to be Money in the Bank, and it is going to be Saturday, July 1st in the UK. So we got a lot of overseas pay-per-views this year, some big ones. Backlash is going to be in Puerto Rico, which isn't technically overseas because it is still a U.S. territory, but it is outside the 49, no, the 50 U.S. It's outside of the U.S. in terms of you stepping off of United States soil and going onto U.S. territory soil. Would that make sense?
Yep.
All right. So you've got that. You also have us going to Money in the Bank at the O2 Arena in London. And then they are going overseas again to go to Jeddah for Queen and King of the Ring on the 27th. All of this is happening in succession within the next 3 to 4 months. So after we have WrestleMania, we have Backlash. Okay? After Backlash, we will have
King and Queen of the Ring. And then we will have Money in the Bank. And then the final pay-per-view, well, one of the big four is going to be SummerSlam in August. So they're going to be right after each other. So everything is set in stone pay-per-view wise. Everything is done. So we're going to have, that's May 6th. And then June, July, August. So it'll be May 1st, July, August. So 3 months. In June, we get a break. So it looks like there's a break between Money in the Bank and the final pay-per-view in King and Queen of the Ring. There's a break in between there, which cool, because we're going to be tired. We're going to be exhausted. I also can't wait for the night afterwards when they rip him a new one. Well, yeah. Off topic tip, did you see Brendan Fraser win last night? I sure did. If you haven't listened to my podcast, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You most definitely should be listening to my podcast. Don't be rude. Okay, there's a bunch of podcast stuff up there now. All right. There is 2 episodes of the BSBBS. One of them is like one of them is about all of the murders that have been happening around the country that have been catching my eye. So I talked about those, and I also talked about the 4 Americans who were kidnapped, 2 were killed, and the other 2 were saved. That's up there. Then there's an episode of You've Got to Be Kidding Me, where there's just a bunch of stuff. We got a bunch of fraud cases on there. One where Bishop Whitehead is arrested for about $2 million in fraud, loan fraud. There's a girl who had $500,000 in credit card fraud. Would have gotten away with it too had she not been so greedy and spending money on vacations and shit. There is an episode, well, there's a story on there about a woman biting off a man's tongue because he tried to sexually assault her. It's insane how many stories I found for that episode. Those episodes are at least anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and 45 minutes long. And of course, I've got 2 Am I the Asshole episodes ready to roll and scheduled for Thursday. So if you haven't been listening to the KTT podcast, you are missing out, because every week I am taking my painstaking time finding all this information, collecting it, gathering it, putting it up there for you to listen to. And man, I'm having a good time doing it. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy the KTT podcast, because it is up. There are at least 3 or 4 episodes that desperately need the ears. You guys should definitely go listen to it if you're doing your homework, if you are cooking and cleaning, and you just want to hear me talk about some other shit besides wrestling. You definitely can head on over there to the KTT. Now, I also have the Am I the Asshole, Petty Revenge, and Bridezilla stuff up there as well. Everything is marked. Everything is ready. And we even got a couple of Twitter stories thrown in the midst of that as well. So you gonna love it. I promise. The BSBBSing, I'm telling you, is such a good episode. Those last 2 episodes I put up, very, very good. Now, you guys go and check that out. This week, Down for the Count is taking a small hiatus, but we got plenty of stuff for you to listen to up there. The 2K22 review and the 2K23 Hopes and Dreams episode is up there. We also have a Fashion Files up there. Shout out to Donna Rico for helping me out with that. And we also have a What If episode where we gave you at least 2 scenarios of what if on that episode. So man, y'all gotta go and look at the stuff, okay? The KTT podcast is up. Plenty of stuff for y'all to listen to. Plenty of stuff for y'all to talk about. And you can always give me your thoughts in the comment section. There is a section where you can post questions, comments, or answer questions in comments. You can do all that stuff on Spotify. Okay? Check me out. All right. KTT podcast is up. As I said, I'm going to start reviewing some TV shows that I was watching. I got to get my Netflix back so I can watch Perfect Match and Be Up with Don. That's the reason why I haven't watched it, because I ain't got it on right now. And don't forget to check out Down for the Count. It's at least 3 or 4 episodes for you to get into. You're not missing nothing. We're going to take a small break this week, and we'll be back next week with a bunch of stuff for y'all to listen to. Trust me. All right. Whoo! Michelle Yeoh was so nice to bring him into their photo. Oh, that was sweet. I was so happy for him. I was happy for Brandon Fraser too. Brandon Fraser deserved that Oscar. I was glad he beat out Austin. I think his name is Austin Butler. I was glad he beat him out only because I feel like he deserved it. He earned it. But the only thing I was pissed about was that Angela Bassett did not get the award for Best Supporting Actress in a movie. She deserved it. And if she didn't get it, Stephanie Hsu should have gotten it. Jamie Lee Curtis got it, and I was disappointed because the kind of movie she was in everything, everywhere, all at once, but she was not a prominent fixture. Quite frankly, anybody could have played her role and nobody would have cared about that part. I'm not saying Jamie Lee Curtis isn't a great actress, but between Stephanie Hsu and Angela Bassett, those were the only two names up there for Best Supporting Actress I would have accepted to receive that award. Those were the only two women I felt like deserved it. I have seen both of those films. They're both excellent films, Wakanda Forever and Everything Everywhere All at Once. She definitely earned that best supporting actress accolade. She just earned it, and I think it's not fair. I don't know what's wrong with the Academy or why they keep figuring out ways to cut this lady like this, but I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it.
And the damn Marvel movies too, hell.
And there's no category for action films or blockbuster films like that. There's no category for that. And I find that to be strange. But live your best life, though. Whatever works for you. I'm going to go so I can go ahead and get on Twitch and show you guys 2K23 for at least a couple hours. Thank y'all for coming over here and chilling with me. Don't forget to check out the KTT. I'm telling you, it's worth your time. I promise you, it is worth your time. And if you listen to it and you really like it, please share it and send it out to your friends, okay? Because I really want my podcast to be something that anybody can listen to, okay? I really do. And I enjoy doing it because I like talking. My daddy says this is the career I should have chosen because I talk a lot. And I do. I enjoy talking. Anyways, I will see y'all on Twitch. I am going to finish streaming Hogwarts 2, Brandy, because I know you've been waiting to see the final trial that I have to do. That's coming as well. So no worries. But I have to work the next couple of months. I got a couple irons in the fire. So some things I might not be doing as long as I used to, but trust, I'm going to get these things done, and I ain't going to leave my folk to the wayside, all right? Now, don't forget, go to the KTT. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe to my channel. It is important. This is how you get notified of stuff that's posted, and this is also how you could be one of my top commenters, like Kenny Ken, Kayla, Brandy, Aaliyah, Donnie, Rico, Alexis, Tirza, the list goes on. And of course, Young Boy Jay, Quan, and Tay, they all come in here every week. And Zay, they all come in here every week. All support me hands down. Never have any issues. We just always have good vibes. And if you want to be one of those people, all you have to do is subscribe and follow the channel, because once I blow, whoa, I'm taking everybody with me. So I will see you guys in my next one. Tomorrow is NXT. Do not forget, I will probably not watch NXT because I'm probably going to work. I'll ask Kenny if she's going to watch, and I'll get the notes from her, and we'll go over what happened in NXT. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.